guys, and welcome to our first YouTube video, or my first YouTube video. Thanks for joining us. Happy Mothering Sunday for those of you that are mums out there. So our first kind of Pilates class that I want to do for you is just a really nice kind of get us going, get us nice and kind of relaxed. Warm up the upper body, warm up the lower body, the spine, a good combination of everything. I'll show modifications for kind of antenatal clients and postnatal clients, and also modifications of those of you with particular conditions, mainly spinal conditions, but I'm presuming you're tuning in because you're already a client of ours. Would prefer that you had been screened by myself all in prior. We already know kind of what's going on with you, you know what's going on with your body, what you avoid, what you don't avoid. But yeah, enjoy the video, and if you have any questions about anything, you can always drop me an email, get in touch. So I'm going to start by setting our neutral centre, thinking about head and neck as always, bringing the chin down to the chest and then looking up towards the sky. Our two head and neck extremes of movement. Being aware of how your head and neck feels, taking it nice and easy and gentle, especially into those end of ranges. And then when you're ready, we're going to come to set it in the midpoint, looking forward so you feel nice and balanced. And then with those shoulders now, on the exhale, we're going to take them up towards our ears and then sink and glide them down into our back pockets. Nice exhale up and an inhale at the bottom. As we're doing this, you want to feel the connection of them sliding down nice and equally towards our bottoms. Nice opening up of the space, the front of the chest. Exhaling, warming up, connecting with those muscles. Couple more and I'm going to leave them down there. Exhaling, and our last one. Breath out, create that space, let them settle. Okay, down to our pelvis now. Nice rocking motion, rocking back and forward. So just from a side on point of view, we're going to do this gentle tilting of our pelvis. We're tucking the tailbone in between the legs and we are taking it away. Nice and gentle tuck and back. Okay, some of you will find this a little bit easier than others. Just be aware of your kind of ranges of movement. Practicing pelvic tilts is a really nice way of just trying to get in tune with what's going on at your pelvic levels, and then just gently setting it in between these two extremes so the back is not too flat or too arched, but just nice and balanced in the centre here. And then our legs are hip distance apart and we're bouncy and soft at those knees. Now with our feet and our connection point, I just gently want you to take your body weight forward onto your toes and feel like gripping your toes, and then rock back onto your heels and again forward onto your toes. Breathing in to return and breathing out as we take the body weight forward. Really nice gentle rock. Now as we're coming forward, be aware of the connection with the big toe and the little toe, and as we're going backwards, be aware of the connection of the heels. Exhaling forward, inhaling back, keeping nice and centered, keeping that focus on that checklist that we've just set. And now coming to evenly distribute the weight between the big toe, little toe and the heel, so you feel quite centered, quite balanced, and drawing down and connecting into that mat. So lovely, and we're ready to go. We're going to set through our pelvic floor and our transverse abs. So nice little zip from our back to our front, and engaging, pulling belly button into spine. Nice little bit of connection, only about 30% of your strength. We're not bracing through these movements here, we're just tucking in just a little bit, so aware of just holding onto those tummy muscles. So let's stretch off through head and neck now. So we're going to take a same side ear down to a same side shoulder, gently using the fingertips to encourage that stretch. We get a nice lengthening sensation down throughout here. This shoulder's going to draw down, we're going to lengthen the fingertips towards the mat. Take a nice breath in here and then breathe out as we gently bring head and neck back to centre. Take hold with the other side. Again, same side ear down to same side shoulder and lengthening the opposite fingertips. Breathing in and breathing out. A nice time to practice our thoracic or lateral Breathe in here. Send the breath nice and deep into the lower part of the tummy, contracting and drawing in through those pelvic floor muscles and transverse abdominis, maintaining the length throughout the spine in our nice balanced neutral position, warming up throughout the head and neck. We hold so much stress and tension in this region. It's really nice just to isolate those neck muscles and just gently give them a lovely little stretch. Continue lengthening down. As I always say, if anyone's kind of got any neural symptoms into the fingertips, it's just a nice gentle stretch. Don't force into anything that's feeling really, really uncomfortable, but just be aware of a little bit of symptoms coming on and then gently relaxing off. Let's go for our last one to each side for me. Maintaining that setting and that centering. And last one. Lovely. And gently coming back to neutral. Shoulders down into back pockets. Okay. A little bit of scapular work now. We're going to interlink those fingers, bring the chin into chest and push forward. So quite a lot of you will have done this with me prior. We're kind of looking for this rounding in the upper back and a stretching between those shoulder blades. The arms want to be nice and long and ideally down the side of the ears. We're going to take a nice breath in here and then breathe out. We're going to keep the arms soft at the elbows and long as we set and draw those shoulder blades back into the back pockets and restack the spine and head and neck. Breathe in to hold. Breathe out, push forward again to achieve that stretch. Keep your knees nice and soft. Breathing in here for a nice hold and then exhale again, connect with them shoulder blades. So it's that same kind of drawing action of shoulder blades down into back pockets. So we're working into scapular protraction here, opening up and then retraction, coming back, gliding down, connecting with all the serratus anterior and the posterior shoulder muscles. Breath in here, breathe out. A nice one to get some disassociation of the scapula, moving in that thoracic region, tightening in through the tummy still, keeping spongy and soft at the knees, keeping that length. So we're exhaling on the movement, we're inhaling to hold. We're exhaling on the movement, we're inhaling to hold. Again, just a couple more reps for me. And last rep for me. Nice exhale forward, stretch, feel that lovely roundness. And coming back, lovely. Okay, so now you see me from side on doing that. We're getting that nice roundness at the back and then we're restacking back up. I'm going to forward face you now as we come into our plie. So plie, we have our toes into the corners of the mat, okay. Quite easy to dome through the tummy and rib cage in this position here. So do make sure we're tucking that tailbone back under and that those knees are bouncy and soft in this position, okay. Now we're going to combine a little bit of our plie, which is taking ourselves down, nice and tucked in here, nice and tight. Bottom's coming to sit on an imaginary chair as our knees go in the direction of those feet, okay? But we're not taking them over the feet, okay? You're just keeping in line with, but making sure that we can still see those toes and back in, okay? We're going to combine our plie with that scapular protraction and retraction. So as we interlink the fingers, bring the chin into chest, we're going to come down, exhale, inhale to hold, exhale back up, okay? We're exhaling down and forward, and we're exhaling back up, stacking. So we're combining now upper and lower body workout, okay? So make sure we're sending that bottom back onto that imaginary chair. You want to feel a weight in your heels here, okay? You're sending your bum back, you're feeling that nice connection with the glutes, head and neck, coming into that nice flexion and extension, feeling the scapular work into protraction and retraction. Nice gluteal connection for me. You should be feeling a little bit warmer now, as am I with my hoodie on. Last one. Lovely, relaxing those arms, walking those feet in for me. Back to hip distance, back to our nice neutral setting for me. Now taking those arms out into arm circles. We lengthen through the fingertips, we stretch and reach to either side of the room. The shoulders again gliding down to try not to, make sure we're not hunching up by those ears. They're down into back pockets. Setting the neutral spine again for me. On the exhale, I want you to draw circles forward in the direction, well, obviously forward, in the size of about a grapefruit. So nice little exhale and exhale and exhale. Breathing out. Another nice one to connect with our breathing. Couple more this way. Exhaling, exhaling. Breath in here. Breathe out, take them back now. Drawing shoulder blades back and down. Exhaling for 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it forward again for me. And 1. Tighten the tummy. 2, 3, 4. Everything else still. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. And let's take it backwards for the last time. Shoulders back and down. Keep them away from ears. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8, 9 and 10. Lovely. Lower those arms down. I'm sure you're starting to feel a little bit of work into these deltoids and the top of our shoulders. Let's roll back. Exhaling back. Exhaling back. Lovely. Couple more for me. That's nice. Okay. A little bit of double leg stretching standing, but we're going to break it down. So we're going to float the arms out first. Make sure the palms are facing one another. We ideally want those wrists to be in line with the shoulders, but not hunching around those ears, sending those shoulders back and down. Tighten the tummy, lengthen through the fingertips. Nice breath in here. Breathe out as the arms come above the head, maintaining a nice neutral ribcage position. Nice big circle. And then inhale when we get back to the start. Prepare to take us back on the exhale. Nice big circles. Inhale here. So keep that ribcage down. Make sure this isn't happening. Bowing through the tummy, arching through the back. Keep it down. Nice big circles. Exhaling on the circles. Inhale at the start. Exhaling on the circles. Inhale at the start. Soft and light through those arms. Trying to balance those arms out. Moving them as one. Everything else at this point is super still. Tailbone is remain tucked in between those legs. Nice connection with the pelvic floor and the transverse abs and tummy muscles. Couple more. Exhaling. Inhale here and exhale. Lovely. Relax those arms. Okay. Now coming on to the leg part of the exercise. We're going to be standing in neutral. Again, I'm just going to come into side position just to show you this in a little bit more detail. So I want a nice gentle squeeze there on your right bottom first as we take the leg back on the breath out. Now, we're trying to avoid, again, that doming of our tummy and the overextension of the back. So to redo that exercise, we're coming into neutral. We're keeping nice and strong and tucked in here. You're going to squeeze this glute and imagine that you're trying to wipe something nasty off the bottom of your foot. So we're breathing out, squeeze, breathe in, back. Breathe out, squeeze, breathe in, back. Again, out, squeeze, in, back. Everything else soft. Keep going. Exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Keeping in neutral. You can pop onto here for a little bit of feedback. Squeeze, back in. Breathing out. Breath in. Breathing out. Breath in. Couple more for me. Exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Lovely. Okay. Let's try that on our other side. I'll come back into facing. Now you're aware of what we're doing with the exercise. Everything else nice and set in neutral. Breathing out. Squeeze that bum cheek. Take it back. Squeeze the bum cheek. Take it back. Breathe out. Feel that connection first. You want to fire up that glute before we take the leg back. Breathing out. And breathe out for 4. And 5. Good. Keeping in neutral. Keeping soft. 6. And 7. And we'll just go for 8 on this one. And relaxing off. Lovely. Okay, so we worked into the arms, we've worked into the legs, and now we're going to bring them both together, which is where it gets a little bit, taking some concentration and some coordination. So back into neutral, let's pop those arms out, again, nice and centred. So this time now, as the arms go up and above the head, we're going to take a leg back and squeeze that glute, and then we're going to come back and bring it all back to centre, but then we're going to change sides. So exhaling, take it back, inhale back to centre, maintain neutral, watch the rib cage. Watch the tailbone. Watch we don't hunch around those ears. Squeeze your glutes. Lots of things to think about. Quite demanding in standing. Breathing out. Breath in. Breathe out. Breath in. Lovely. Keeping it going. Exhaling. And inhale. Lovely. Breathe out. Keep the rib cage pinned down. Couple more to each side for me. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Last one. Exhaling. Inhaling. Lovely. Back to neutral. Well done for bringing it all together. Let's come back and stand legs hip distance apart for me. A little bit of our foot series now. So with our foot series, it starts looking like a squat where we send the bottom back. Again, we want weight in the heels. We want to tuck that tailbone down nice straight back. When we're down here, we're going to lift up those heels, keep nice and low, and then gently come up into a calf raise and soften down. And it's all done on the exhale. So we're exhaling, sending the bottom back nice and low, nice and engaged through the core. Lift up through those heels, power up through your toes, and then inhale to relax. Exhaling. Continue to exhale. Breathe nice and deep and low. Stabilising that core. Exhaling. Whoop. Challenged. Taking it back. Breathing out. And breath in. Floaty, soft arms. Shoulders connected down. Nice connection with that core. Some good ankle stability work here. Some good gluteal work, some good core work. Nice shoulder setting. Breathing out. Couple more. Exhale. And our last one. Nice little breath out. Lovely. Relaxing. Okay, make sure we're back centered again. We're going to challenge ourselves now in foot series by adding in some pulses. Okay. So as we come down into that squat now, make sure we're all nice and centered and we're thinking of all of our little tips. Tailbone in, nice and tight here. I'm going to exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, keep low, lift up your heels and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up onto those toes. Now keep the balance, maintain the core. Lift and lower those heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Whew, good challenge there. We're going to go for another set. I could just imagine you all moaning at this like you do in class. But, you know, you should expect it from me. Taking it down into that squat. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift those heels. Keep it low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rising up onto toes. Keep that core. Lift and lower through those heels. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. And relax off. Very nice. Okay. So let's go now into some upper body rolls. So upper body rolls are where we're just going to mobilise through the spine a little bit. Okay, so you know your limitations with this one. Anyone who has disc herniations or is osteoporotic is going to avoid going down too far towards the floor. By too far, I mean kind of coming past that midpoint and over forwardly flexing that spine. Okay, so I prefer that you just work into your ranges that you're comfortable. We can play around with the ranges with this exercise. We're going to go a nice exhale as we roll the shoulder back, come into side bend, the other arm's coming to join it. We gently toppling forward. This can be all the way down to the floor or halfway, breathing out as we restack. So we're exhaling. Inhale here. Exhale, restack back up, and we're imagining every segment of the spine is restacking individually. So you can break this exercise down. It's really quite lovely. Working on some nice shoulder mobility here, some gentle stretch off to the side. When the arm comes over, we should get a lovely stretch in the lats. Again, take care with this kind of lateral flexion if you are osteoporotic. We don't want to go too far with that one. And then gently restart back up for me. Okay, so rolling those shoulders, side bend, arm over. Get some nice mobility through that spine, continuing with this stretch. Exhaling. Inhale to hold. Exhale, restart back up. Exhale. Breathing out. Some lovely stretches. Take your time with this one. Breath in, breath out, connect with the tummy, restart back up through the spine. This is quite often one that I get far too lost in the movement within the relaxation and the stretch that I end up doing the same side a fair few times. So if you've noticed that I've done that, apologies there, but you just keep changing the sides as you go. Exhaling. Nice breath in. You can gently, I feel, start to feel the mobility with this one as the spine loosens off. Depending on how far you're going, the hamstrings start to loosen off. It's really quite a lovely one. And we're gently going to restart back up now for me. Lovely. Okay. So let's come to the foot of our mat now for some roll downs. So we have our legs hip distance here. And again, we're set in neutral. And we have two versions of our roll downs. So for those of you that fit well, have no limitations, we're going to exhale, keeping the knees nice and soft, creating a nice C curve all the way down towards that mat. Here we're going to take that breath in, and then on the exhale the tailbone is going to tuck in between the legs, followed by the rest of the spine gently restacking back up segment by segment, engaging through the tummy. We're going to take those shoulders back into the back pockets and untuck the head and neck. For those of you, again, any osteoporosis of the spine or the disc herniations, we've got the nice extension version, okay? So we're going to come down. We come down to sit on our imaginary chair. We send the bottom back. Instantly we arch into the back, so you're okay to arch here. We'll come into extension, breath in here. Then breathe out is where you're going to restart back up. So we're avoiding any of that excessive flexion. So we're exhaling down into our chair. Inhale in here. Exhale. Restart back up. Okay, so two versions there. We're just going to go for a couple more. I'm going to take the full version. I feel I need that lovely stretch on my hamstrings today. Breathing in to hold. Breathe out, tuck the tailbone in between. Connect with those glutes. Connect with the core. Restarting back up segment by segment. And our last one for me. Nice exhale. Breathe in at the bottom. And an exhale back for me. That's lovely. Nice stretch. Okay. Everyone's just going to gently soften through those knees now. Hands down and come into a 4-point kneeling position. So, next I put in some press ups, okay? And again, I can hear you all moaning at me with the press ups. But we do have three versions, as we're aware. Our first, level one, would be to take a 4-point kneeling position here. Just take the arms a little bit further forward, shoulders gliding into back pockets, tailbone in between, so creating that nice roundness, nice engaged core. I want you to breathe in as you come down into your mat, and then breathe out as you push away. So we're keeping that tailbone tucked under, we're keep engaged with the core, we're coming down and up. Okay, so we're inhaling down, exhaling back up. Our next version, walk the knees a little bit further away, so we're becoming a little bit straighter in the body, but you've still got the support of the knees here, okay? We're going to cross those knees, we're going to scoop in through the tummy, keep the tailbone soft, and again, shoulders down into back pockets, we're coming down, we're inhaling and we're exhaling as we push up. Nice and strong in the core, inhale, exhale as we push up. And then finally we have that full version here, and we're going to inhale and exhale back up. A little bit of a struggle for me postnatally. And coming down, I'm going to take that nice midpoint option, okay? So we're going to inhale here, exhale back up. Alright, a couple more on our press-ups for me, because I'm aware that I've demonstrated quite a few levels. And we're going to relax and come into our shell stretch. So shell stretch, full version, we're going to sit back on those heels, keep the arms nice and straight here. And just take some nice rest breaths, but if you're struggling at hips and knees, you can come down into this position, sink in between the shoulders, and just take some nice rest breaths here. Breathing in, relaxing. Feel that nice stretch around the shoulders, You can sink into it a little bit lower if you wish. Lovely. Okay. Back gently, walking those hands into 4-point kneeling position. A good little bit of our leg pull prone preparation. So with this one, our full version is to tuck those feet under. Okay. And take a nice breath in to prepare and breathe out as we hover those knees. Now those knees only want to be a smidget away from the mat. By smidget I mean about an inch, okay? It's quite a lot of abdominal work here, so if it feels too much of a strain throughout your abdominals, so say we've had separated abdominals via we are postnatal, or if we are antenatal and we are feeling too much, well, to be honest, we should avoid this one altogether. If there's too much strain in those abdominals, any low back pain here, what I want you to do instead is hover one knee, engaging everything and maintaining a nice neutral position here, then pop the leg down, and after 30 seconds have gone, I'll tell you to switch over and to hold it here. So we're going to get going, okay? So we've got 1 minute's worth. You've either got a 30-second lift and a 30-second lift, or a full minute of a hover, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate that lower version. Obviously, I'm going to do the cheap version, as I still have a little bit of abdominal separation post-pregnancy. So, taking a nice strong position, shoulders into back pockets, engaging through your tummy, breathing normally and lifting either one knee or two knee and holding for me. Head and neck looking down into your mat, into neutral. You're gliding your shoulder blades down into your back pockets. You are maintaining as much of a neutral spine as you can, keeping engaged throughout your tummy. Keep breathing for me. And we're going to change over sides for those of you that are changing now. Little lift away from that mat, engaging through your tummy. Engaging, engaging. Keep lifting, keep engaging for me. And then relax, going down again into a nice shell stretch position. Full version, modified version. Just finding a stretch wherever you are comfortable at shoulders. We can even take the hands down by our side here if you're in that nice shell stretch position. Working here, nice roundness in that back. Taking a couple more breaths for me. We're going to work into some nice cat stretch now. So coming back forward into 4-point kneeling. Cat stretch is suitable for everybody. It's just literally the ranges of motion that we want to be careful with. So again, osteoporotic or herniated disc wants to avoid too much of this flexed position, okay? So again, listen to your body. You may take it up as far as you're comfortable and then gently come back down. If you're stenotic, we've got that arthritic changes of the spine. You want to be careful with your extension, so pushing your tummy down. We also want to be careful with extension when we are postnatal, watching the tummy here, and also not too much of pushing down through that back when we're antenatal as well. Nice breath in here. Breathe out, bring chin into chest. Round through that back and feel that nice stretch. Take a breath in to hold. Breathe out. We're going to stick out through that bottom, push through the tummy, head and neck back into neutral. Nice breath in here. Breathe out, chin back into chest, rounding up through that back for me. Nice breath in here to hold, and then breathe out again. Gently pushing through that tailbone, head and neck into neutral. So take it nice and easy, either side. Nice round back, nice flattened back. Connection with the shoulders down into our back pockets. It's quite hard to keep everything in that lovely neutral kind of setting and keeping it in check when we move through the cat stretch. Feeling a gentle stretch at either side for me. Couple more. Continuing to stretch. And last one. Lovely, okay. Back into 4 point kneeling now. We're going to go for swimming, okay. We're going to go for an opposite arm and opposite leg. Swimming is fine for everybody. You just got to be really careful with your stability. So I'm going to show the open chain and the closed chain option, okay. So our full open chain option is a nice breath in here and a breathe out as we slide through opposite arm, opposite leg. We're lifting, we're lengthening through fingertips, through toes. We're trying to maintain that nice stable pelvis. We're keeping scooped in the tummy. Breathing in to hold. Breath out and then inhale as we're back to return. Exhale out, changing sides. Inhale back. Exhale out. Inhale back. For those of you that are feeling that your pelvis is kind of not maintaining that stability or too much of a kind of strain anywhere, I want you to keep it a little bit more closed chain. So this is where we're going to breathe out, keeping the fingertips and the feet connected into that mat, and then coming back. Exhale, out, inhale back. Keeping scooped in your tummy. Exhale out, inhale back. Keep that nice glide going here. And back in. Breathing out, breathing in. Keeping it going at your chosen level for me. I want you to be aware of connecting into those glutes and put a nice squeeze on them before you lengthen out. Keeping a tray of an imaginary drinks on your bottom. So you're keeping that balanced tray, scooping in through those tummy muscles, keeping shoulders set down into back pocket, and continuing to focus down, looking down into your mat. So we don't want too much overextension there in that head and neck. We're keeping it soft, we're looking down, keep scooping in. Last one to each side for me. Quite a tough one. And relax. Again, I think we'll take a nice shell stretch whilst we're here. Resting back. Some nice breaths in. Lovely. Okay. Coming into side lying to face me now, we're going to go for a nice side bend. I'm just going to keep side bend level 1, but I am going to break that down into even a lower level. So with our side bend, you want to set up similar to as if you were doing a side plank. Okay. So we've got the arm in this kind of setting here. I do want you to make sure that that elbow is not directly underneath the shoulder, but it's in line with the shoulder, but just a little bit further out. This shoulder wants to set back into that back pocket, creating that space across the front of the chest. So you try not to kind of sink forward and let that humeral head come anterior, but we're taking it back, okay? Then with your knees, we want to keep them stacked, but ideally we want them in line with the wrist, okay? So you want to level up that wrist with those knees, nice and stacked here, and you want a good bit of space here. You don't want to be kind of really tucked in, but you've just got a nice little bit of an opening there, okay? So setting ourselves, okay? So the side bend I want you to do ideally on the exhale is to lift up through the hips and take the arm over into a nice side bend, and then breathe in to come back in. Now I know some of you may struggle with this one in class, so what I want you to do is keep a nice setting. We've just done the arm before. Exhaling over, inhaling back, because it's still working into stability of your shoulder, keeping that back there, and then neutral spine. You can still feel the connection with your tummy, and keep the pelvis pinned down, get the stretch in the lats, come back, okay? So either exhale up, inhale down, or exhale over, inhale up. Lovely. Continuing that nice, gentle movement. Head and neck is looking forward in both positions. We should be connecting with the transverse abs and the pelvic floor in both positions. You feel a good little bit of bum cheek squeeze as well in both positions. Keep that shoulder back. If you're starting to feel the strain, you might be dipping forward a little bit like I am in this one. So setting it back, nice and tight the tummy. Exhale over, inhale back. We'll go for a couple more. Breathing out, breath in. Last one, breathing out, breath in. Lovely. Okay. Coming down into clam now. Nice long outstretched arm, okay? If you do struggle, remember we can alternate the position in which we pop this arm just to get ourselves nice and comfortable, but do make sure that the head and neck is in a nice neutral position. Okay, ideally I would like an outstretched arm, head and neck in neutral. We're going to stack those feet, so similar to what we've just done with our side bend, but we're going to make sure that those heels are in line with your bottom before you pop them down. Okay, lengthen this top waist away from the mat, so we're creating our little mouse hole here. We're engaging through the tummy to keep everything nice and stable. You can either pop hand on top of the hip or hand on your mat, whatever's best for you. Level 1, we're just going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to stick those feet together. We're going to breathe out as we open up through clamshell. Breathe in as we come back in. Breathing out. Keep your mouse hole lift. Breath in. Squeeze that glute, open up. So with this one, we're trying to keep that pelvis as still as possible. So taking care not to roll out with the movement. You're not using your glute there, you're using different muscles and you're using too much rotation. So breathing out, use the glutes, lift the legs, breathing out, breath in, breath out, nice and tight in the tummy. This exercise is suitable for pretty much everybody. Okay, just taking it nice and easy. Exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. Couple more. Breathing out, breath in, breathe out, breath in. Lovely. Okay, just give that bum a little bit of a rub if it needs it, if you feel those glutes have worked a little bit. Okay, now into side kick. So side kick, we'll break down into 3 levels I think today. Our first level, keeping it very similar looking to the clam, we're just going to separate those legs. So you're still keeping that top leg in a bend. We're going to exhale as we skim it forward, and you're going to inhale as you bring it back. So an exhale, skim forward, inhale, bring it back. Nice exhale, and an inhale, exhale, and an inhale. Okay, level 2 is to now straighten through that leg, keeping it hip distance away from the floor. We're going to point the toe as we come forward. We're going to dig the heel as we come back. Maintaining neutral. Exhale forward, inhale back. Again, nice neutral spine. Tighten the tummy. Good control. Breathing out and breathing in. Breathing out and breathing in. Nice and soft at the ankle. Our last version now. You're going to take away the stability of the supporting leg. This leg now, you want to check you can see your toes. You may want to use fingertips for a little bit of feedback. We're going to work here now, maintaining neutral, making sure we're not overarching that back. Not too much support, we just want light fingertips, okay? Breathing out, breath in, okay? And you go back to my comfort zone, which is my level 2. Breathing out, breath in. Couple more, because we're going to be feeling those glutes about to drop off. And relax. And again, give that bum a good old pat. Lovely. What have I got in the line for us now? Okay, so we're going to switch over sides. Balance ourselves out straight away, so I don't forget, because I know what I'm like. And we're going to come into that side bend. So remember, stacking the knees in line with the wrist. A nice opening here. Setting the shoulder back. Elbow not directly under shoulder, just slightly out from. Okay, engage that core. Breathe out, lift over, nice length, breath in, back. Or leave the hips down. Breathe in, breathe out rather, breathe in. Breath out, breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in, we're engaging the core in both positions. We're squeezing those glutes in both positions. We're keeping the shoulders back in both positions. Okay, nice exhale over, inhale back. Keeping it going. Couple more for me. Exhale over, inhale back. Last one. Lovely. Okay, coming down to the mat for clam. There's gorgeous bit of sunshine coming in through my patio doors, which is just lush. Okay, into that nice position for stacking our clamshell, heels down. lift that waist away from the mat, create the little imaginary gap here, or not imaginary, a little mouse hole, engage through your tummy. Hands wherever you're comfortable, head and neck's in neutral, squeeze the glutes on the exhale, inhale back. Okay, just as important when we're coming back down from clamshell as it is when we're going up. Okay, so we want control, equal, going up and down. Breathing out, breathing in. We're breathing out, we're contracting everything, and we're breathing in, we're coming back down nice and gently. Exhaling and inhaling, exhaling and inhaling. Breathing out. Couple more reps. Exhale, inhale, and our last one. Exhale, inhale. Okay, now give that bum a rub. Straight into side kick. Level 1, knee bent. Level 2, straight leg. Level 3, both legs straight. Supporting hands if you need them. Okay, I'm going to go for that level 2. Skim in the top of the imaginary table in all 3 levels. Nice stability at the pelvis, nice and still pelvis. Okay, breathing out, breathe in. Keeping it going. Focus on your movement, focus on what your lower back is doing, what your pelvis is doing. Couple more. And our last one. Lovely. Relaxing off. Bring that leg down, give it a pat if it needs it. Okay. Lovely. Okay. So pop in your cushion, your head block if you've got access to one at home, or your rolled up towel. We're going to come to lie on our backs. Okay, for those of you that are antenatal and you're in your second trimester onwards, we do not want to be flat on our back. Okay, so this is where we're going to use quite a few cushions to prop ourselves up. You want to be roughly at about 45 degrees. Okay, so you definitely want your head to be higher than that pelvis, lifting up. We do not want to be flat on the back. For everybody else that is comfortable to come flat onto the back, please do so down here. Okay, we're going to stretch off through hamstrings and give our back of our legs a little bit of love so we can lengthen up through those legs. Okay, supporting the legs, keeping the sacrum down onto the bottom of the mat. Bring your big toe down to you if it doesn't irritate you too much through that sciatic nerve. Feel a nice stretch on the back of the calf. Just take some nice breaths in here. Bask in the sunshine if you're as lucky as I am currently. It's lovely. Beautiful Mother's Day. Some lovely breaths. And now with this leg we're going to stretch off into glutes and piriformis. Now either do figure 4 position. That might be enough for you, as I always say. You could put a little bit of overpressure here if you were quite happy. To pick it up further, we can scoop in behind the back of that leg. Keep your upper body nice and relaxed. We can stretch here, or I even give you a different version where we can hook knee in and take it across the body there for that nice stretch into there. So I'm just gently going to keep with this one. And keep breathing with bottom nice and firmly stuck down into that mat. Feeling that gentle stretch. Lovely, relaxing. Now popping that leg down. Other leg into hamstring stretch now. Nice length, toes down, holding that stretch for me. When you feel the stretch ease off, you can come just gently back into it a little bit further if you want that little bit added stretch. Taking some nice breaths in whilst we're here. And now gently into figure 4 position, or hugging that knee in and taking it across the body. Whichever one you were comfortable in doing, you can loop behind that leg and draw it in. And holding for some nice breaths. Lovely, and gently coming back to that mat. We're going to set the neutral spine in this position, exactly the same as what we did in standing. Head and neck, find that nice balance. Looking up straight towards the sky. Nice space across the front of the chest. We're going to draw down those shoulder blades into our back pockets. We're going to come to our pelvis, gently tilting that and tipping that imaginary marble in between our legs, and then rolling it back. So we've got a nice gentle arching of that back and flattening of the back. And again, something that we do want to be careful if we have any low back pain or osteoporotic. We're just working into our normal ranges that feel comfortable for us. We're going to come to centre that pelvis in the middle. We are going to keep those feet facing forwards, legs hip distance apart, and a nice little bit of connection with pelvic floor and TA by drawing that zip in from back to front and gently feeling that little tightening across the front of the tummy. Okay, but again, not too much, and just with about 30% of your strength. Here we're going to go for a little bit of our hip twist. Hip twist level 1. We're going to exhale as we take a leg out to the side, and we're going to inhale as we bring it back. Exhale, rotate the other leg out to the side. Inhale, bring it back. Okay, so we've got a nice gentle tip of that leg maintaining a neutral pelvis. So I want you to imagine that you've got a spirit level across the top of that pelvis that we're keeping super balanced. The leg that is not moving has your favourite tip along the top. Okay, so we're keeping it nice and steady and still. We're connecting with the muscles. I want you to work into a range that you know you've got good control over. Okay? Exhaling, inhaling. Okay. Maintaining neutral. So this would be our first level, which is generally suitable for everyone. If you have had some SPD, we want to take care, like kind of caution with too much rotation of that pelvis, and we just want to keep a small amount of movement within your comfortable ranges, keeping control. Okay, we're going to up the level now to those of you that are free from disc herniations and are not antenatal or postnatal with abdominal kind of doming or a separation of the abdominals. We can come to double tabletop. We're going to float one leg up, knee over hip, and the other one floats to join it. If your back is lifting from that mat, your abdominals may not be strong enough to keep your legs there, so you might be best at level 1. Okay, this level we're going to do exactly the same, breathing out and breath in, breathing out and breath in. If you feel you're having to work really hard but your back is keeping flat and you're pain free, it's perfectly fine. Okay, if you're really struggling to keep that back flat, I would come down to that first level. If you're experiencing any pain anywhere, you would come down to that first level. Okay, breathing out and breathing in. It's quite a challenge for me. I can feel a little bit of doming in my tummy muscles, a little bit of strain there, so I'm going to come back to that level 1. Exhaling. Last one to each side for me. Lovely. Relax now. We're going to hook the knees in one at a time. Take hold. Some gentle little rocks. Some gentle little circles one way and the other way. A little check what's coming next. Gently one leg down at a time. Lovely. Resetting that neutral for me. Okay. Whilst we're down here, some nice hip circles. Really going to work into our rotation, into our hips. Okay. Our level 1. We've got imaginary pencil on the kneecap as we start to draw circles on the ceiling in an outwards motion. And these circles want to be about the size of a grapefruit again for me. So try and just keep it small. Keep working within a good range. Level 2 version. Straighten up. Pencil is on that big toe as we draw circles here. Breathing out. Breathing out. And finally, which I do actually struggle with, is our level 3. because I've got quite tight hip flexors, my back wants to arch away from that mat. But level 3 to lengthen out through your opposite leg whilst maintaining a good hamstring stretch here and not kind of coming away from that mat in the back there. Okay, so you're going to try and draw the leg down whilst drawing this leg up, maintaining neutral and working here, which is quite a struggle. A lot of you may want to dome at the tummy, arch through the back, lose the hamstring stretch, okay? So come back a little. Working to the level that suits you. Breathing out. We're going to change direction now. 2, 3. Maintain stillness at the pelvis. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Changing direction again for me. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change again. 1, 2. Keep steady. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, relax off. Don't know about you. Feeling the breath throughout the front of the thigh. Feeling the challenge on my core as well. Lengthen up through your other leg. Level 1 kneecap, level 2 on the big toe, level 3 on the big toe, but straight leg here, okay? Exhale outwards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it inwards now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it back outwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last change for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Relax off that leg. We're gently going to come onto the side now. Take your time with this and gently back over into 4-point kneeling. Again, setting up 4-point kneeling, we don't want those wrists too close to being under those shoulders. Just take them a little bit further forward, but we do want those knees under the hips. We're going to go for a little bit of thread the needle. We want to avoid too much rotation. If we've got any problems with the spine or we're osteoporotic, so listen to your body, just take it nice and easy. We could do as little as a rotation here, or if you're comfortable, we can go all the way down here. So it's going to take a breath in to prepare. We're going to breathe out as we weave through that hand. The hand is going to stay in contact with the mat and the floor. It's going to guide you gently down towards that mat. We're going to breathe in to hold. We're going to breathe out, gently come back. Pop that hand back, change sides. Nice exhale, weave it through. As far as you're comfortable, nice breath in to hold. Breathe out, bring that hand back, okay? We're maintaining neutral pelvis. We're not arching through the back. We're keeping a tray of drinks on our bottom. We're moving from the spine. So what you don't want to do is bend, lose neutral and rotate too much at those hips. We are staying nice and neutral. Exhaling and inhaling. Exhaling and inhaling. Keeping changing sides nice and gently for me. Tucked in through the tummy. Keep bump nice and scooped if you're antenatal. Nice one for lifting up throughout thoracic spine, getting a nice stretch in the back of the shoulder, working into the core, into that rotation. Lovely. Nice relaxing one. Couple more to each side for me. Last one to each side. Lovely, gently relax. Okay. Coming up softly into kneeling. Just going to work into stretching off throughout those hip flexors. My mat's slowly travelled. I'm going to take a chosen leg forward, it doesn't matter which one. The hips, the angles of those hips, make sure they're straight forward, okay? So we don't want them angling off to one side or the other. We want little headlights on the pelvis, which is facing straight forward. With our foot now, make sure that when we lunge forward to get a stretch in the front of that thigh, that this knee is not overshooting those toes. So walk the foot forward, get the angle on the hips, lunge down. Ideally, we kind of want knee roughly in line with ankle. If it comes over, that's fine. Hips are forward. We should be feeling a stretch throughout here. Okay, take some nice breaths in whilst we're here. Good challenge for the core as well. Lovely. Gently relax off, walk that foot in slowly, changing sides. Again, watch those pelvises, watch the hips, straight forward, walk that foot forward, come into that nice lunge. Oh, that one's tight. Get a good stretch. Hold that stretch. Lovely, gently coming out of that stretch, easing your way out. We're going to softly come to a standing position for me. Again, back to legs hip distance, nice and tall, setting that neutral. Tailbone tucked in between the legs. Arms wider at the bottom than at the top, so a little bit of a V shape as if we've got an imaginary post in between the fingertips. Shoulders back pocket. Exhale as we take the arms up and over for a nice chest stretch. You want to feel that stretch at the top, keeping the ribcage down, breathing in, breathing out, back down. Nice breath in at the bottom, breathe out, keep the ribcage pinned down, inhale at the top, exhale back down. Just a couple more, breathing out. Lovely. And last one. Gently coming back down. Lovely, guys. I'm relaxing off, and that is the end of our first video. I hope you found it useful. I hope it helped you unwind, stretch off in all the right sorts of places. And if you want to keep kind of in tune with when the next one will be, hit that subscribe button on your YouTube, and then I think it notifies you every time I add one on. I'm going to try to add more than one on a week, but if not, keep checking out, looking for that subscription, and you'll see it pop up. Also, those of you that have booked blocks with us at the studio, every time you kind of watch one, just knock it off your block if you're happy to do so, and that will be fabulous. And then again, as I've mentioned before, just to keep the studio kind of up and running for our return, once you've used those blocks, if you do want to just kind of donate a little bit, or what you normally kind of pay for class, or whatever you can afford at the time, that would be amazing. But if you can't, that's completely fine too. Yeah, stay tuned for that next one. Thanks, guys.